Welcome to The Right Stuff from Goldspot Pens, a podcast that guides you from pen noob to aficionado in less than 20 minutes. I'm your host, Tom Otto. In this episode, I've got a basket full of spring-appropriate pen designs, inks to recommend, and a sneak peek of a new Goldspot exclusive design. Hang out until the end and I'll give away something on my desk. So now it's the middle of March and we are looking forward to all of the beautiful, colorful spring designs that manufacturers from around the world are starting to roll out. And one of them I want to highlight is the Sailor Professional Gear regular 21 karat gold Smoothie. For Sailor's latest blend of colorful pens, they introduced the Smoothie series in 5 pastel hues that have a pleasing spring vibe. This is passion fruit, for example. It's a refreshing, creamy pen with a yellow barrel and translucent white, or off-white I would say, grip section and cap, which is then complemented with gold hardware and a 21 karat gold nib. And it might be hard to pick up in the video here or also on the photographs on the website, but the Smoothie series has got a slight glistening to the barrel and the cap. So as you kind of really look at a detailed view of this pen, not only is it somewhat translucent and colorful, but it also has a slight shine thanks to the little glistening sparkles that they put throughout the material of the pen. The Smoothie series is something you could only find overseas, so it's not available in Japan, and it's available only with the 21 karat gold nib in the larger regular size, in nib grades of fine, or medium nib. And they use Sailor's proprietary cartridge ore converter system, which is both included with the box. So you could opt for either or. And the pen retails for $390, of which the sale price is $312. Currently, we have a few models sold out. I believe that they'll be restocked, so you could put a restock notification on. But this particular passion fruit one is available right now. One of our newest releases is the Nahvalur Original Spring Green Demo. This is a clear, transparent acrylic resin with green polished PVD metal accents and the piston mechanism as well. Now, we haven't seen an original in a while. We've seen original pluses in the last few years, but we haven't seen an original, and the only time that the original, which is a piston filler mechanism, is available is usually when we would launch a Peter pen. But this time around, we have Nahvalur's signature piston mechanism installed in just a regular, one of their classic models that they introduced the company with. So it's got a nice barrel band here that has Nahvalur engraved around the band. It's got a clip and the matching finial that's on the top of the cap, and of course the PVD stainless steel nib, which is a number 6 size. It's made in-house by Nahvalur, available in fine, medium, broad, or 1.1 millimeter stub. And one of the most appealing aspects about this that lots of pen enthusiasts like is that this pen is available at a very affordable price point, priced at $50, available now at Goldspot. Now I invite you to hop on down the rabbit hole with the Benu Euphoria Easter Bunny fountain pen. Now this is hand painted with an adorable, cute little bunny, Easter eggs, and a little butterfly as well as floral accents around the barrel. It's also accented with Benu's signature sparkly holographic material that then is also submerged into what I call like a sherbet sort of look, where it's got pink, orange, and a very bright green that complements, I think, the really great springtime colors that are used throughout this pen. The Euphoria is a 10-sided pen, so the barrel has facets as well as the cap, and it catches the light just at a right angle, so you could really see that beautiful sparkle of the holographic glitter. The fountain pen writes with a number 6 size Schmidt stainless steel nib and fills by cartridge or converter, of which both are included as an option to start with. The Benu Easter Bunny is limited to 100 hand-numbered pieces, which are each individually hand-applied, like I mentioned, and they're available for $280 while they last. Now, something a little bit darker, a little bit more hard-edged that you would kind of expect, I think, from Benu is the Viper, which you wouldn't want to put in the same pen case as the Bunny because they don't get along probably. So the Benu Viper is a new collection from Benu that is a similar sort of design concept as the Skull and Roses, where it's a cigar-shaped pen, does not have a clip, and the cap can't be posted on the back, but the design of it is all completely kind of on top of the pen. So this snake coils around and wraps around the body and the cap of the pen, and coils right at where you would probably have a cap band here, and it comes out so significantly. And then also the snake itself is patterned differently than the rest of the pen, so it has a different texture altogether, and it's also hand painted as well. So this hand painted snake really stands out from the rest of the pen, which is a dark green, but then you have a very dark purple that the snake is shown here. The Benu Viper is available in 3 different colorways you could find on the website. The body and cap are textured, and they have sort of a little bit of a matte feel, but the grip section is a polished resin that has a slight little bit of a shimmer to it. The Benu Viper is ready to strike when you write with the number 5 size stainless steel nib made by Schmidt, and it fills by cartridge or converter, available for $180 at Goldspot. One of the first heralds of spring is the blooming of the cherry blossoms, or in Japan referred to as the sakuras. So I wanted to highlight a few different pens that capture this theme. And of course, you're going to know one of the pens on this list I've talked about a few episodes already. But this one is something that we had last year. This Caran 849 Blossom pen, it's a pen set actually, has a really soft spring color that is met with a trendy ombre style. It's a tender gradation of pink that wraps around the hexagonal faceted body of the 849 and the 844, which the 844 is the mechanical pencil, 849 is the ballpoint pen. The 849 pen writes with the long-lasting Goliath ballpoint refill cartridge, and the 844 pencil uses 0.5 millimeter leads and has an eraser that's underneath the cap. The Caran 849 Blossom set is available as a set only with a ballpoint and mechanical pencil, on sale for $48. Our exclusive Benu Talisman Sakura was our most popular pen of 2023 with over 30 5-star reviews. And it's back on this list here to remind you that it's still available. It's not a limited edition, so we've been reordering them as they start to deplete. And customers keep coming back time and time again because of just how beautiful and lovely this pen is. And especially at this time of year, it's something that will bring in the beauty of spring. The Talisman Sakura has swirling pearlescent soft pink and light blue colors going throughout the body and the cap. Then you have flower glitter pieces that are strewn about and kind of float along what I would say would be a gentle breeze that goes through this pen, as well as some silver glitter sparkles that go throughout as well. The light blue cap band and grip section have a glistening, sort of semi-translucent look about them, and the pen writes with a number 6 size stainless steel nib, fills by cartridge or converter. And like I mentioned, it's not a limited edition, so we will continue to stock this particular model until you guys don't like them anymore. So you can find the Benu Talisman Sakura, which actually has Sakura in the material of the resin as well, for $154 exclusively at goldspot.com. Now for a pen that you've seen a few times on this podcast already is the Opus 88 Mini Sakura, which was designed by Tracy Marcioli, who also did for us Baby Beluga and Blizzard in the Opus 88 Mini. The illustrated Sakura petals are carried away with curving lines throughout the body and cap of the pen, and they represent wind currents blowing the Sakura petals all off the leaves of the trees and sprinkling the ground with their awesome beauty. So the barrel has like a translucency on it, so you could see the inside of the stop valve mechanism that's in here, or you could see your ink when you eventually fill it as well. And then the cap is solid black with the printing over the top of it. And the Opus 88 Mini is kind of an odd pen because it's a pocket pen, so it's a fairly small size pen, smaller than your average pen, but yet it has large size ink capacity because of its eyedropper fill mechanism. So you could drop ink directly into the barrel of this pen and write with it for much longer than you would, let's say, an ink cartridge or standard converter. Opus 88 Mini writes with a number 5 size JoWo stainless steel nib, available in grades extra fine, fine, medium, broad, and a 1.4 millimeter stub. The Sakura currently has 8 5-star reviews and is available for $79 exclusively at goldspot.com. And last but not least on our Sakura tour that we're having here, this is the Laban 325 Sakura. This is a statuesque pen. It has some really beautiful classic appeal with its ivory-like resin cap, grip section, and barrel end, which is then matched with a soft pink marbled body. And to top it all off, the elegant gold-plated trims and clip just put everything together in such a beautiful and just very classical way about this pen. The nib itself here is a gold-plated stainless steel nib made by JoWo. It fills by international ink cartridge or converter. And this pen retails for $160, but you can find it on sale at the Goldspot website for $127.95. Unfortunately, this is like one of the very few nibs that we have available. The 325 collection is very limited in stock right now because they're changing over from distributing Laban directly to working through Luxury Brands of America, who also distributes Benu and other great brands. They're expecting to get a lot more inventory and fully restock the 325 collection by the middle of March. Okay, so next we have a list of some spring-themed inks. I made 5 different suggestions here that might go pretty nicely with the pens that I mentioned earlier. So one would be Vinta Rain Shower, which is an aqua blue base with lilac undertones and gold shimmer. Then there's Sailor Shikiori Yozakura, which captures the beauty of the changing seasons. Then there's a limited edition ink from Noodlers called Lucky Shamrock, which is light green when you have a very light amount of coverage, and then it gets deeper when you have, let's say, a broad or a stub nib. And there's only 288 bottles of these made. Then we have Ferris Wheel Press Radiant Rosewing, which is a light pink with rose gold shimmer. And last but not least, one of my favorite fruits, you have Robert Oster Avocado, which is a medium tone green with brown undertones and a bluish halo. And now for our sneak peek. I mentioned this in last week's video as the giveaway item of the week, but I didn't really talk about it, so I want to just give this a little bit of a spot before we do the launch later this month in March. This is the Edison Newark, and we called this edition the Wizard, which you might recognize if you know your Jonathan Brooks materials. This is red abalone. Now, although Thomas A. Edison is known as the Wizard of Menlo Park due to his miraculous inventions, he credited many of his innovations to his trial and error work ethic. Jonathan Brooks, while he hasn't invented anything as world-changing as the light bulb, he is an inventor and experimenter in his own right. He is the wizard of the Carolina Pen Company workshop, casting magical rods of acrylic resin for the finest pens in the world. For this Goldspot Pens exclusive, we combine Jonathan's enchanting red abalone material with the detail-driven artisanship of the Edison Pen Company. The Edison Newark model is Goldspot's exclusive pen design, combining the most writer-friendly elements across all the Edison Pen Co. models. The Wizard is limited to 100 pieces with the edition number engraved on the barrel of the pen. If you're interested in seeing the Wizard, sign up for our email newsletter so you could be the first to know when this pen will become available. There's a link in the description below. Now for our spring cleaning question of the week from Ross 1950 Art, who asks, my collection is getting a bit unwieldy. What would be my best bet or method for selling some of it off? Now, Ross, destashing I consider part of the pen hobby, whether it's to build funds for a more expensive pen or to liquidate for other purposes. And now, thanks to the internet, it's a lot easier than ever to connect the pens that you want to sell with the people who want to buy them. There are several ways you can sell your pens. I'll run down that list quickly. Now, first that comes to mind is eBay, of course, because they're one of the largest sites that you could go to that would allow you to list anything that you want to for sale. And one of the key aspects I think is the most useful part is the auction, because let's say if you have priced a pen that's pretty priceless because not many of them show up, at all, or they were very limited run, you could let the market dictate what the eventual sale price would be, because it would go up based on who's bidding on them. And you have a pretty solid feedback system to know who you're dealing with in terms of a buyer and seller relationship, and you have secure payments set up through eBay and PayPal. However, with eBay, you do have to basically fork over about 15% of the sale. That's due to fees and transactions and things like that. So there is that aspect, but it is one of the world's largest marketplaces for selling used and vintage items. Second place I would recommend would be Reddit's subreddit called PenSwap, which is pen_swap. It's a buy-sell trade platform with other fellow pen enthusiasts who are part of the pen community on Reddit. This is more of a direct peer-to-peer, I would say, connection, so there's less oversight in terms of who you're dealing with, so you do have to be a little bit more cautious and accept some of the risk there, but there is a way that they do have somewhat of a feedback system to confirm trades between members on PenSwap. So there is a little bit of a, I feel, of a accountability system on that particular platform, but there you could be able to sell something and then not have to really worry about the overheads in terms of the fees. Then number 3 I would recommend would be contacting @virtualpenshow on Instagram to list your pen. Now you do need to provide a donation to post on Virtual Pen Show, and you need to contact them directly to do that, but it does have a reach of over 25,000 people on Instagram that you could connect with to sell your pen. Now for the 3 suggestions I made already, is I think it's good for if you have maybe a few pens, let's say 3 to 5 pens, or just even 1 pen that you want to sell. But for a larger collection, I'm talking maybe like 50 to 100 pens, you should just bring them all to a pen show. Pen show anywhere that's local to you, or if you want to go to a pen show that you normally go to, and you could purchase a table, maybe cost $150, $200 for a table, and you could have your whole entire collection out in front of you, price them accordingly, put tags on them and things like that, and just sell them. Sell whatever you can there and make some deals. Maybe you could have like an aggressive sale the last day to discount your things that you haven't sold yet, and you could try to get rid of them that way. I think that would probably be the best if you had a very large collection. Now here are some quick tips when you offer your pens for sale. First, take good, well-lit pictures of your pen, clearly showing its condition. Then research the current price for the particular pen you own. Go online, go to eBay, search the completed listings there or other listings on other websites, see what they sold for on the Reddit PenSwap subreddit. So last, include the original box and papers if you have it. If you do, it really does increase the value significantly enough where it's just, you should probably put it with it, because it would just make it that much more valuable to the collector. Congrats to Ross 1950 Art for being picked as the question of the week. You've won the artist proof Edison Newark Wizard fountain pen I mentioned in the last episode. Email me at tom@goldspot.com to claim your prize. For this week's giveaway, I have a Narwhal Nautilus Horsehead Nebula fountain pen up for grabs. This new limited edition pen will launch on Tuesday, March 12th, and is made in collaboration with Starry Night Resins. To enter for a chance to win this pen, you must be subscribed to the Goldspot Pens channel, like this video, and leave a comment with a question you'd like for me to answer in a future episode. If I answer your question of the week, you win. If you'd like to see me write with the pens mentioned in this week's episode, you could check out Goldspot Pens YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikToks for writing samples. Thank you for checking out this week's episode of the Write Stuff podcast by Goldspot Pens. Now, go out there, put your pen to paper, and write stuff. Till next time, stay inky, my friends. Take care.